So it is kind of, I guess, what you choose to see as immoral.
Okay, so you're saying that morality is relative rather than absolute. Well, hello, heathens. How you guys doing today? Today is the last interview bit for CamoChristian. This video was up on VidMe if you subscribed for the $1 a month thing on VidMe. So it was up there. If you did indeed watch it there, leave me a like and leave me a comment. Let me know that you watched it over there. I don't know why you would watch it again, but, you know, just in case. But I hope you enjoy this last part, and I guess I'll just see you heathens later. Enjoy.
I mean, I think that, you know, I get most of my morality from the Bible. So that's kind of where I try and draw my line of morality. I understand a lot of people's definition of moral is different, and that is more or less what I meant when I did say moral. I meant my definition of moral. So that was probably pretty, or maybe too vague. I should have, yeah.
Well, but I mean, I guess I just don't, I get, I am a firm believer that we all have our own moral compasses, our own moral boundaries. And, you know, we cross those moral boundaries when we feel like we can accept the consequences of it or whatnot. Like, I feel like, you know, we both agree that everybody has their own moral compass. But, you see, the problem is that with most of the time with Christians, they feel like their moral compass should be the gold standard for all other moral compasses. And everybody should live by their moral compass rather than their own. But you see, that's why we have societies and governments and everything, is so that we can lay down what is good for everybody, because not everybody has the same moral compass. Do you see what I'm getting at here?
Yeah, I understand. And I mean, that's a great argument, but I think that people should go by the Christian moral compass because, in my opinion anyway, and we're probably going to disagree, but I think that it is the gold standard for determining morality.
Well, but you see, there's a lot of things in the Bible that have changed as far as morality goes.
Yep.
So, and they've changed like in friction with society. So, like, society changed, and then the interpretation of the Bible changed with it, as far as morality goes.
Well, see, I don't think that. I don't think that the real definition actually changed. Like, I know that my mom was raised in a household where she was taught, like, don't drink in the Bible, you know, you're not supposed to drink and all this. But if you look back, Jesus drank wine. And so I don't see a problem with it. She sees a problem with it. But I think if people want to drink in moderation, I don't see a problem with it. So I think that you can kind of gather your morality from the Bible without having to take it as the most literal definition that there possibly is.
Okay, let's use that example though, and let's directly apply what I'm talking about here. Your mom feels that drinking alcohol is immoral because of the Bible, right?
Yeah.
You feel that it's not immoral, but because of the Bible.
In moderation, yeah. In moderation,
right.
Yeah.
So, like, how would you feel if your mom unanimously said, "Nope, you're gonna live by my definition of morality, my particular flavor of morality, like that's gonna be mine." Like, I'm not just saying like while you're living under her roof. I'm talking about like when you move out, you go and you get yourself a wife, and whatnot. Like, how would you feel if your mom made that rule that you can't drink alcohol, even though you think that it's perfectly fine?
Well, I would do my best to convince her. And if she didn't go along with it, then I'd just say, well, you know what? That's between me and God, and leave me alone about it.
Okay, well, then try to apply that to the bigger picture at large and do that with, like, abortion.
I mean, I understand, like, not everybody, far from everybody, is going to agree with me, but I'm just putting out my ideas so that people can kind of draw their own conclusion. I mean, here's the thing. If you're an atheist, that is fine, because I'm sure that you have a reason that you are an atheist, or you have a lack of reasons that you're an atheist. If you're a Muslim, I'm sure you have your reasons. If you're a Christian, you have your reasons. If you're, whatever religion or whatever you believe, I'm sure that you have your reason for political beliefs, for any belief that you have. I think that you have your own reason. So, I mean, I just want to put out my reasoning so that people can, kind of hear what I'm saying about it, and then draw your own conclusions. I mean, I understand people will disagree with me a lot, and so, just draw your own conclusion, I guess, is probably the best thing I could say about any of it, about any interpretation.
Right. So, okay. So maybe I misjudged you. Are you not saying that you think that Christianity should be pushed on the population at large?
No, I mean, I don't think that it should be pushed on the population. I would love it if everybody could come to a unanimous conclusion that Christianity is the right religion. But I don't think that constitutionally it's right for people to push it on other people. But I think that YouTube is kind of different, because it's like you're choosing to watch that. If you go to church, you're choosing to go listen to that. And I don't think that people should push their, religion into politics 100%. I think that we should, like I said, kind of draw a baseline of morality and kind of try and sculpt it the best that we can from the Bible. But there are going to be different opinions. There's going to be different people thinking different ways. So, I mean, if you have a good reason for thinking that, then think that. And if somebody gives you good reasons to, not believe that way anymore, I'm taking what you're saying. I'm thinking about it, but I hope people take what I say, and I hope they listen to it and try and understand what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, no, don't. I wasn't trying to tell you that you shouldn't be making videos on YouTube or putting your idea out there. I was just trying to, move the conversation into the bigger context of, like, outside of YouTube, and exactly where you went with it, which is in politics. Now, let's say, for instance, you have somebody that's put up a bill to be turned into a law, and the only reason why they have, like, that bill is because of the Bible. Do you think that's a viable reason to have that particular law?
Well, I think that people should vote on it, and the majority rules in a democracy. Well, not always.
Well, no, I'm talking about what you said about religion not being pushed into politics 100%, and, like, how you feel about somebody that puts up a law where the only justification they have for that law is their particular religious beliefs.
Yeah, I don't think that if it's purely, I mean, like, if there is literally no other possible argument for it, then other than, well, it's in the Bible, or it's in the Quran, or it's in, one of the other religious holy books, then no, I don't think that should be able to be a law. If there's no other reason for it other than, well, it says it in this holy book.
Okay. Good. I'm glad that you feel that way, because, if that was okay, then, I mean, that's just one step closer to a theocracy, and that didn't really work out in the past at all. But to move on to the final question, this is what we'll end on. It's one thing that you asked in your video that I responded to, and that's, why are you an atheist? And just to answer you face to face here, I'm an atheist because I had somebody tell me that if I didn't believe the Bible 100%, then I wasn't a real Christian. Now I know that is a no true Scotsman fallacy. I didn't know that then, and so I had to really take a critical look at what I believed in. And when I did that, I started noticing some problems with the Bible and the Christian story in general. And it took me a while. Don't think that it was like some kind of immediate switch or anything for me. It took me a while to really rationalize my way, because I went from a Christian to a deist, and then finally I admitted I was an atheist. So I'm just kind of curious, like, why do you believe the way that you do? Why are you a Christian?
Well, I'm a Christian because, like I said, I think more towards the beginning, I did think more like an atheist. As a matter of fact, I mean, I pretty much was an atheist because I couldn't see any reason to believe. And then I did a lot more research. I really looked at the complexity of the world. And, I understand that even saying that might sound a little bit stupid to somebody who is not a Christian. But, see, when I was kind of thinking along the lines of atheism, my mom would say, look at how complex the world is and all this. And I wouldn't even understand really her argument, because I was thinking, like, we can all be explained by science, like you were saying. But, then when I did more research, I found out, that, I believe in Jesus because a lot of people, have given me a convincing argument for Jesus. But, if you don't believe in Jesus, then that's, one step that you might, one thing you might want to look into. But, and you said you already have, but, so then when I did believe in Jesus, I was like, well, okay, so let's look back at some of this other stuff. And then I started seeing, like, God's work everywhere. And I'm just thinking, like, that's absolutely amazing. And I don't understand how in the world that could happen without a creator.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess that I would need to see something a bit more convincing, because I guess maybe it's just because I understand the mechanics behind everything. But I understand that we differ, vastly on this question. But that's also why I wanted to have you on my channel and to talk to you face to face. I'm really glad that we were able to talk and really, get at some of the meat of what you want to discuss on your channel and whatnot. So, can you briefly tell me and my audience, like, what are your plans for upcoming videos? I know that you said that you were going to be going through the facts that you were talking about before. Do you have any plans after that?
Yeah, actually, I'm probably going to be putting out a lot more videos before then, because, you probably saw my announcement for the 150 subs thing. Yeah, so I'm going to have to put out more videos to get that. So, I actually have a list on my phone. I want to do, I want to talk about God's gender, as funny as it sounds, because I figured it was always a real clear-cut thing, and then I've actually heard a lot of women say, well, no, I mean, I think it could be a she, so I'm thinking, like, what? So I'd kind of like to do a video on that. I'd like to do a video on, what else? I have a long list of stuff that I want to do. It's just kind of hard to think of all of them right now. But, yeah, just, I have a bunch of stuff. I was actually going to do, one titled, I Was an Atheist, like I was just talking to you about for a little bit. I was going to maybe go a little bit more into depth with that, and, some stuff kind of like that.
Okay. Well, I mean, I can't wait to see your content. And I know, if I feel the need to say something, I'll be sure to let you know. whenever I put up the video of me responding to it, and I'll try to keep, a pretty calm demeanor. Normally, doing response videos, you don't get a chance to really talk to somebody face to face, and I always like to take that chance if I can get it. But I really appreciate you joining me for this discussion today, and I hope that you have a great rest of the weekend.
Thanks. I appreciate you having me on. Love to have discussions. I love to debate stuff, but religion is a very hard thing to debate, or not debate, but discuss.
Right.
So, yeah.
So I guess you'll see me in the comments, and I know that there's a lot of discouraging comments out there and whatnot, and I would never suggest that anybody discourage anybody from making a video on YouTube. I've seen some pretty bad comments on your particular channel, as well as massive unlikes or dislikes or whatnot. I really wouldn't let that get you down. If I could say anything to you, is that I wholly support you putting your voice out there and whatnot, and I think that you should definitely keep making videos and keep putting them up. I would only suggest maybe a little bit of editing, or scripting beforehand. Those would be the only things that I could suggest.
Yeah, see, I really kind of like the more I just go on there and say what I want. But I mean, I do edit to a point. It's not like an actual editing thing, but I if I say something kind of crazy, I'll reshoot it. When I was shooting my abortion thing. I said, when I was talking about giving them up for adoption, I said, if you're raped, don't get it aborted. You can always give it up for abortion. So I redid that. But I don't know any good editing software. You got any advice on editing software that's free?
That's free. I'm not exactly sure. I use Adobe Premiere. I know that there's a Sony Vegas out there that's also pretty good. The editing tools on YouTube are pretty decent for the kind of videos that you're putting out there. So that might be worth looking into, trying out at least. What I also might suggest, not necessarily scripting them out word for word and reading it word for word, but getting some bullet points together so that you can read through it. And then you go kind of off the cuff with a particular subject in mind, and it tends to flow a bit better.
Yeah, and see, I did do that in I can't remember what video. I don't know if you've seen it, but when I pick up the little tablet, and I'm looking at it, I did actually have points bulleted, but and I like to do that. I don't know. Actually, I don't know why in the world I quit doing that. I probably need to start doing that again. So, yeah.
All right. Well, again, CamoChristian, I really appreciate you coming on here. And I guess if you want to let everybody know where to find you here on YouTube, then we can go. Okay, guys.
Just find me at CamoChristian. If you need to contact me, my email is CamoChristian777@gmail.com. So, and thanks for having me, man.
Oh, yeah, no problem. I enjoyed the conversation. So, like I said, I hope you have a great night, and hope everybody that's watching this has a great night, too. We'll see you guys later.
See ya.